What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Sanchez 405 coming at you. It is on the Warpath, and y'all, we've got it. We knew who we were going to play. We knew where it was going to be. Now we know the win, the burgundy and gold, and the 2020 schedule is out. 16 games, 16 opponents, 16 places, 16 times, and 16 dates. And the first thing that I know I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the schedule. I'm going to share my screen real quick, and we'll go through here with my cat as well, who's being very nosy. Maybe his mom may come and get him for a second. But yes, he's telling me to kiss the family jewels. Let's see real quick. And let me share this real quick. Share the screen. I've got it here. And there it is, the schedule. We are going to open up week 1 hosting the Eagles. That's the third time in 4 years that we will see the ugly midnight green and black of the Philadelphia Eagles. They will come to FedEx Field. Carson Wentz in the NFC East, reigning NFC East champions. So that'll be an interesting game. It's going to be a good barometer. Ron Rivera was on the schedule release show, and he said that this is a good barometer for him. And then somewhere they're going to go out into the desert next up on September 20th when they take on those Arizona Cardinals, which the Cardinals are going to be an interesting team, boys and girls. This is a team who is allegedly up and coming. They've got the quarterback that they won in Kyler Murray. They've got DeAndre Hopkins. So that should be a lot. I think we're going to see a lot of points in that game. But two teams are probably in the same class going up against each other. That's going to be a fun one. Last time we were out in the desert, we did beat them. That was Alex Smith's first start. And then we go to Cleveland back to back. So you go pretty much almost coast to coast there in a week's time. So September 27th, we will be at Cleveland against Baker Mayfield and those filthy, dirty Browns, y'all. This will be an interesting game as well because you never know what you're going to get with Cleveland. They've been a team that's been up and coming. They've had a lot of positive reviews. And before we get into this, make sure you like, subscribe, share the video. I forgot to say that at the top of it. So I appreciate everybody coming in. What's up, Calvin? What's up, John Lynch? And what's up, Pedro Smith? Man, we got fame up in here. Thanks for dropping by, man. Appreciate it. And then week 4, it's the Battle of the Beltways, October 4th against the Ravens. Lamar Jackson. I think this is the premier matchup of the first quarter of the season. And I think this will be one of the times that I think FedEx Field is going to be full, but this is going to be loaded. I think next to the Dallas game, this will be the most attended ball game for the Redskins at home. And then we go to week 5 and we entertain a former friend. Sean McVay, Kevin O'Connell, Joe Barry come to Washington from LA. And this is going to be an interesting matchup because the Rams, they've kind of been on the decline. Last season, they took a step back. They didn't make it to the playoffs. They got a lot of talent there. And they're kind of, I won't say rebuild, but they're in a retool mode. They're trying to figure out what they are. They lost Todd Gurley. So we will see. Skins fan all day. What's up, brother? What's up? Appreciate you stopping by. Brutus. If we beat Philadelphia, we could potentially start out 3-1. We got two famous up in here. We got Skins fan and Pedro. Yep, and then they did lose Brandon Cooks as well. The New York Giants, we will go to New York again. And as always, we'll take on Daniel Jones. And hopefully Dwayne Haskins can finally get his win against the Giants in New York. Finally get that win against them. And then it's Dallas, y'all. It's Dallas week, October 25th, right before the bye. Dak Prescott, Andy Dalton, Dak Prescott. We really don't know who it's going to be. Well, it should be Dak, but don't know. They will come to Washington for their first game against the Skins. And then there's a bye week right there. Then we're going to go and host the Giants. What's up, Dubs family? What's up, Jay? Here we go, yo. That's right. And then one of the more interesting teams that we match up well with, the Detroit Lions. We're going to the Motor City, where the Redskins have not won since 2008, when Santana Moss had that punt return. Who's going to be the quarterback? You get to see Jeff Okudah, but there's a lot of mixed bags there. And then another big game, the day after my birthday, the Bengals in Week 11. We finally get to see Joe Burrow, the boy from Athens, Ohio, go up against the number 2 pick in Chase Young. So that's going to be an interesting one as well on CBS. And then the game that I told you last night, I did not want this one. I did not want to ruin my Thanksgiving, because as a fat man, I really don't want to deal with dinner and then have to watch the team. But whatever, we play Dallas. I'll have a little bit of faith in them, depending on the schedule and how it goes. But this is 3 weeks of hell. I'm going to put it lightly. This is a death sentence, and I don't think the NFL did us a lot of favors. It's at Dallas. Then in December, you got to go to Pittsburgh. You've been to Pittsburgh in December or February? Cold, brother. What's up, Marcus? What's up, T4? Okay, we got an Eagles fan over. That's all right. And then we get to face that dirty, filthy Kyle Shanahan in consecutive weeks. So that's a tough road for the Burgundy and Gold. I don't know about that. And then it's a tough home game against Seattle. Russell Wilson, he's never lost in Washington. I think, 2-0 against the Burgundy and Gold in D.C. And that's kind of a homecoming for him. And then Ron Rivera gets his revenge moment against the Panthers. Half of this coaching staff, more than half this coaching staff, is looking for blood in the water against the Panthers. That'll be on CBS, actually. And then we close up bookends against Philadelphia, which is very interesting because you're going to see we'll see two very different teams each time. Chase, 15 sacks and 9 sacks for 12. I got you, Skids fan. Momentum could do us good. Yeah, you're right, Marcus. The first thing, the takeaways that I have from the schedule are Philadelphia on the bookends. I would hate if we do get in a position to go to the playoffs that we have to go to Philadelphia and deal with the city of brotherly hate. But it is what you got to do. If you want to be the best, you're going to have to beat the best. So you got to beat the division. You get your first opportunity against them in week 1. And then as they improve, or as you improve, you get to take them on again at the end of the season. And I think that there's a lot of winnable games in here. I'm not too pleased with that week 12 through 14 schedule, because that's just, I don't know. I don't think anybody did the Redskins a favor at the league office. Granted, if this plays out to where it's going to be with the virus and everything in quarantine, hey, you never know, man. You never know. Hey, Philadelphia, we know if y'all gonna be there. Did you watch it All or Nothing? Best part of that is when Josh McCown is walking out from the tunnel off the field after they lose to the Seahawks. Best part. It's always crying in Philadelphia. Isn't that a show? No, it's sunny. Sorry. It wasn't sunny that day for him. But no, I mean that in all. I mean that in love. But yeah, I mean, we knew this was going to be tough. We knew this was going to be tough to begin with. I didn't think that there's not going to be a lot of gimme games on it. There never really is. So anybody who's saying, hey, we got a lot of gimme games on, we're going to have to go out here and earn every victory. The Giants, no matter how bad they are, they play you tough. Arizona is much improved. The Browns are, you never know with them. Dallas, Philadelphia, those guys are tough. Seattle, Carolina, we don't know what we're going to get with them. And Teddy Bridgewater, if Teddy Bridgewater's still a quarterback. Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. I mean, my goodness, y'all, this is exciting. But tell me what you think. And if you're a fan of another team, tell me what you think in the comments. I'll definitely read them off. And another takeaway, I see no primetime games. Thank goodness. I could just be mad on Monday. I don't have to worry about Tuesday outside of Thanksgiving. But, you get those 4 days of soccer. I think somebody probably heard me and knew I did not want to take this Thanksgiving game. And We'll see if you have the same energy with the clocks. I see. Jay Martell, I'm going to be watching Dallas Thanksgiving Day with a turkey leg to throw at the screen if we lose. I got you. I hear you, man. But no, I really think that there is there's opportunities here. I ain't talking crap because I don't know, because you got to play the games. We know where they're going to go and everything like that. But we're thinking, I'm not making a prediction yet because I think that's crazy, because it's May. First game isn't until September. We base everything we predict on what happened last year. That's what I was noticing on all these shows. They're like, hey, well, Eagles were great last year, or Eagles struggled because they were injured, which they were. They were injured down the stretch, and they put together a 4-game winning streak, and they won the NFC East. But what are they going to do when they're healthy? What does Kyler Murray do with DeAndre Hopkins? Is he going to reciprocate that success that D-Hop had in Houston? I don't know. Cleveland. Is Stefanski, is he the key to keep that Brown ship moving? John Harbaugh, the Ravens, they are always causing trouble. So they are going to be tough. The Rams, this team, I think this team could finish first in that division. They could finish fourth. I really don't know that much about the Rams. The one thing I do know about that, it is Jared Goff's team. And they will live and die by the Goff sword. Do be surprised if we come out of the gates and start winning. I hear you, man. I agree with. I understand where you come from. The Giants, they've got a new head coach. We don't know a lot about how Joe Judge runs things, so that will be interesting. Dallas, we know what they offer. We know what coach they have. We know the quarterback, the weapons that they have. Detroit's the same. Detroit, I don't know. Matt Patricia, he might be working his way out of Detroit. There were some rumblings that he might not have been there at the end of this past season. And we don't know if Matt Stafford's going to be healthy. He can't make it past October now. So what are they going to be on their second quarterback? What is Cincinnati going to do? Pittsburgh. They've got Big Ben back. Is he going to be healthy? Who's going to be their quarterback if he goes down? San Francisco, are they on the Super Bowl hangover? Is Kyle Shanahan still thinking he's elite and going out here and being like, hey, I'm going to slip and slide? I really want that game, though. I want that game more than anything. Seattle always in it. Carolina, don't know what you're going to get with Matt Rule. I think he got paid too much money to be coming up in here and just be a college coach for you. In Philadelphia, tough. Bro, the city of brotherly hate is always tough. But the theory, like I did a video yesterday about the theory that John Clayton had, that teams could start with non-conference games to begin the series. The Redskins start with 2 out of the first 4 with non-conference games. Kind of wish that would have happened now and see where that Pittsburgh game was. But to me, this means the NFL, they are going to go forward, guns a-blazing, no matter what. Doesn't care what anybody thinks in that regard. And then the Redskins, they have a game out in California. California was talking about, hey, we might not be playing games. So are we going to be playing at Levi Stadium, or are we going to be playing in Las Vegas or somewhere else? Or do the Redskins get an extra home game out of that? That will be interesting, because we know, when was it? When Hurricane Katrina hit, they actually gave the Saints a home game in New York when they were playing the Giants. So the only thing they did was change one end zone. I think they changed the south end zone, and then they let the Saints wear their home jerseys. It was a home game for the Giants. It's asinine. We say purple. Thanksgiving is going good when Dallas loses. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I agree with you. So, so they're going to go full ahead. They're going to go guns a-blazing here. I thought it would be easier if you had started on October 11th instead of September 13th. You give yourself a little bit of wiggle room, but we'll see. What's Dub? What you saying, Dubs? I say we come out the gates winning. We always come out scoring, but we're able to hold a lead. But things are changing around here. We will be a complete team. I hear you, Dubs. I hear you, man. I think we've got an opportunity. I think we're going to shock some people. I think this defense is going to be improved. But the key word there is discipline. I think we're going to see a much more disciplined team, and we're going to have a team that that is going to come out and be about ball and not about these extracurricular activities, about doing stuff out on the field. They're win first. They're going to have a win first mentality, which I thought was interesting just to go off the schedule. But the Dwayne Haskins article that he wrote. Now, I know this brother is sharp, but this article that he wrote, the letter to the fans and himself, was I'm not going to say masterpiece, but it was a great piece that he put together. There are a lot of people that were out here saying, oh, well, this is really impressive. I can't believe he wrote that. I'm not impressed that he wrote it. I'm not astonished because I know his background. I thought this was a great piece because the kid wrote for his school paper. He went to Ohio State, where they've got a great communications program, and he even said it, man. What's up, Amir? And what's up, Brian? What'd you say? You think we wherever you say, just let me know. But it was it was great. It was a great thing. He talked about himself. He was critical of himself. It was self-reflecting. He respected everybody around him. I like to listen to Kevin Sheehan, and Kevin Sheehan said two things that stuck out to him, which I was like, really, Kevin, you're going to bring this up? But he talked about his first win against Detroit. He didn't mention the selfie incident. He didn't reflect on that. And then his draft party, where he allegedly charged people. Who cares, man? Get over that stuff. I mean, I know we're in a time where you're looking for content, but daggone, get over that. Get over it. I don't understand why we keep on bringing this mess up every single time. He cannot make a mistake. Aaron Rodgers can sit there and criticize and get a coach fired. And you know what? That's just a competitor in him. Bull jive. He's still a boss. The coach's still a boss at the end of the day. Or your direct supervisor. And there's a reason why they drafted Jordan Love. But no, I encourage everybody to go check that article out. He talked about Case Keenum. He talked about Colt McCoy and how helpful they were, and Alex Smith and how helpful they were to get him set. And he realized he was competing. Every day was a competition. He was talking about getting better. Every day, the jitters he had against the Giants, and then when he went and replaced Case again against Minnesota, and then the Buffalo game where, he said he went out to simplify everything, not be bigger than the moment. What's up, Extreme Monkey? I liked it. I thought that it was a good touch. I think the Redskins did a good job. I think they did this for good PR, especially after the Alex Smith thing. It just kind of built on that. And honestly, people in the media were critical of Dwayne because he hasn't been approachable, or he hasn't been able to come on shows because they've kind of kept him lock and keep. But this was something that was good. I think the organization was a good PR move, and I thought it was great writing by Dwayne Haskins and the Redskins staff that put that out there. So kudos to them. But no, I'm excited, man. I am excited to see Dwayne. I'm excited to see what who these running backs are going to. Chase Young, of course, in this defensive line. It's going to be a different animal. And sitting here right now, Redskins going 10 games. They could also lose 10 games. I'm going to stick with my earlier prediction that I think that they can plus up and they can win 3 to 4 more games this year at the floor. That I think that's the floor for them. The ceiling is can be 12. I think they can be 12 games. Do they win 12 games? I'm not saying that. But yeah, tell me what y'all think. If you want to come on and chit chat with me, I will greatly appreciate it. Let me see if I can share the link here. I'm going to share the link in the comments. Just let me know. Come by and make sure, if you haven't already, like the video, share it out. And let's see here. We got 13 in the build. I hear you. Should be 13 likes. I got 24, man. But yeah, come on by and talk with me, chat with me. Tell me what you think. If you're a fan of another team, let me know. I appreciate it. And but there was another thing that I thought was really interesting. Was this Carolina game? 2 days before, 2 days after the holiday season, Ron Rivera has to go and take on his Panthers and his former team, the Panthers. I don't know why they put this game so late in the season. I thought this would have been a good September, early September, late October. That's right. Yeah, I hear you, Cowboys X Factor. But I don't know, why did you put what were they smoking when they put this schedule out, y'all? I mean, I still can't get over this big glaring. This hole right here, I can't get over it. Is this one, and this one. I just cannot get. I don't know what the schedule makers were thinking. To me, that was like the biggest middle finger to the burgundy and gold. But it is what it is. You can't cry over spilled milk. But now I have to go and do the task. If they're going to let fans at these games, I got to figure out which game I'm going to go to. Hey, what game we going to? She doesn't know yet. The Mrs. doesn't know. So that's disappointing. How good do you think we will be this season? It's like I said, Extreme Monkey. I think that this team can win 7 games. I think that's the floor for them. 6 to 7 games. That's the floor. And I think the ceiling is 12. 12 to 13. I mean, that means you have to have every break, every call go your way, and you can pick up these games. If you think about it, last year we were 10 points at the end of the season against the Eagles. And then in week 1, we were another 6 points. And then Arizona, we always play them close. Cleveland, that's a little bit different story. Baltimore, that could be a top. You don't really know. Right now, you're looking at what Baltimore did last year. They would run all over the Redskins, right or wrong. The Giants, for some reason, I've always thought that we have had more talent than the Giants, but we've never been able to put it together over the last 3 years. I think they have the better running back, of course. They have the better player on the field. The single better player when the Redskins played them last couple of times. They have the single best player on the field. I don't think so this year, especially on defense. When the Redskins defense goes out there against Saquon, I think they're going to get some more. They're going to get stops this time. But we were within. We took the Giants to overtime. Dallas, we were. Man, I'm having a blank on that. We were 10 points against Dallas, and then when we went down there, that was the end of the year, so that was a blowout. So that's going to be, don't really know. Detroit, we beat them last year. The Bengals are about on par with what we are. Pittsburgh, you don't know what you're going to get out of this Pittsburgh squad. You really don't. They struggled last year. They struggled to figure out a quarterback. Let's see. I've got some. Let's see. I got comments. Lord have mercy. Vanilla Thunder, tough end of the season. Yep. John Lynch, everybody is getting their hopes up and is going to get let down. I hear you, John. Hey, man, keep your chin up, bud. Marcus, meet me in Cleveland, Sanchez. You know what? That's a game that we actually discussed, Cleveland. We actually did, because it's going to be nice around that time of year. Ain't going to be cold. So we might meet you up there. We might just do that, Marcus. I'll let you know. Vanilla Thunder says, I see 6 as the floor and 8 as the ceiling. I hear you, man. I hear you. Door Gunner, 6 wins tops, I think. I got you, Marcus. Yeah, I'll let you know, man. I'll let you know. Our D-line is going to eat versus the Giants. Danny Dimes is going to be running for his life. Hey, I hear you, Vanilla Thunder. We are going to bring the Thunder, right, bro? That's exactly right. We're going to bring it. But, I mean, there's a lot here. The Rams, I don't think – nothing about the Rams right now scares me. Nothing. And I'm saying this in May. I'm saying it in May, and I know it. And it sounds like I'm contradicting myself. But I'm honest with you. The Rams have Jared Goff and nothing. Gerald Everett, that's about it. They are going to be, and I think that Sean McVay, for everything, everything positive that's been said about him or anything, his offense struggled down the stretch. But Wade Phillips felt the hatchet of that. He's no longer there, which I don't even know who the defense coordinator is now. They just don't scare me. I really don't. We're cooked. What, am I going to eat my words, Dubs? I'm just saying, I'm not scared of Sean McVay. I'm really not scared of the Giants. I think the mentality. Yeah. I appreciate it, Skins. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. I appreciate it. Share it out. Check out all these people, too, in the comments. Dubs, Skins family. Pedro was up in here early. Check these cats out. They put out some good stuff. And if you just want to connect with people, I mean, Marcus, he's been here before. And Marcus has been here since the beginning, so I appreciate him. And, a lot of these people, Brutus has been here. John Lynch, you guys have been here since the beginning. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you taking a time out of your busy day to make me a part of your day. So I really do appreciate that. Thank y'all so very much. Means a lot. And like I said, if you want to come on, I shared the link in the comments, and we can come here and chit chat. I'm waiting for my partner in crime. Maybe he said he was on the way listening to me. Proud of you, Corey. Huh? Who's Vanilla Thunder? Who's Vanilla Thunder 5000? Went to UVA Wiseman. I didn't know that. Who? What? I don't know. Who's it? We play the Rams on your sister's birthday. Well, happy birthday to your sister. Hopefully they can get a win with that. Oh, Rob. What's up, Rob? Man. I thought that was you. I just didn't want to call you out like that. I didn't want to call you out like that, bro. I want to see improvements and to be competitive for John, I think that's what we're going to see, man. We are definitely going to see improvements from this team. Like I said, you are not going to see the same baby back bull that we've seen over the last 3, 4, 5 years. We're not going to see that anymore. I really do believe that. I have a quiet confidence about what Ron Rivera can accomplish. And given the opportunity, if Dan stays out of the way, that's the key thing. If Dan stays out of the and does just writes checks and play golf and drinks his Crown and Coke in his suite and gets drunk like Bob Kraft, they're going to be all right. They're going to be all right because they're not going to be worried about all this other stuff. You can see kind of the change that's going on. I mean, you can even see in the Redskins social media and how accessible people have been. Ron Rivera has been on a media blitz. I think I've seen him more than any other coach in the NFL on different. He was on football, Good Morning Football. He's been on a couple of shows. He was on ESPN. They've been doing these draft shows and everything. Like it's these little things. It's these little things that are going to bleed over. Work right in Ashburn. Used to see the Skins at Lifetime Gym all the time. Hey man, give me some autographs. Kyle Smith is good. I think so. You know, Kyle Smith, his daddy was AJ Smith, who was the general manager for the Chargers, and then he was a consultant with Bruce. And I like everything I hear out of Kyle Smith's mouth. It's like it's no nonsense. It's to the point. There's no cryptology to it, or as I like to call it with Bruce Allen, craptology. There's none of this underlying things. It's what they say. They say it, and that's it. The message has been the same with Bruce Allen. I mean, excuse me. Oh God, did I just say that? No, the message has been the same with Ron Rivera and Kyle Smith. It has all been the same message. There's not where we had the old guards, even with Mike Shanahan, y'all. There was always something different, whether it was confusion from the top, in the middle, or to the field. There's always something. And there's part of me that's like, you know what? I'm willing to believe that this has changed. Ron Rivera is a likable dude, and you're right, Rob. He has brought that credibility back to the Burgundy and Gold. So God bless him. And then AJ put together Breeze, Tomlinson, Gate. Yep, he did. He did. Kyle knows it, and Kyle worked up. AJ didn't just put him somewhere. He used his connections to get him an entry-level position, and then he had to work his way up from there. Yeah, man, I mean, I'm excited for this. I can't wait for the season to begin. And the most interesting thing I found out, I'm thinking is there probably won't be preseason games, which is going to, they haven't released a preseason schedule, which I find is interesting. Nobody's really talked about that. You don't really need, I don't think you need 2 games anyway. So maybe they might announce those later, but how clunky are these teams going to be? Especially these new teams that have new additions all over the place, kind of like the Redskins. What is it going to be? What's it going to be like? Is it an advantage for them, or is it a disadvantage? Who's the tight ends coach? Pete Horner. I think Horner is the Redskins tight ends coach. If not, he's the offensive line coach. Greg Lightbody, what you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. Thanks for stopping by, man. Did they release it? No, they haven't released the preseason schedule. That's what I was just talking about. Let me get that real quick. Redskins. Oh, here we go. The producer. He's here.
Yo.
How you feeling?
I'm good, my sir. How are you?
Yeah, you know you're a dirty liar, right? Because you told me you weren't even going to be on here.
Well, I'm glad I got the chance too.
Yes.
I thought I was going to have to pick up my son, but his grandma's bringing him here to the house. So.
Oh, we do play. We play the. Huh. I think so. Let's see. That's a development.
Yeah. What's development, sir?
Oh, the Redskins, they have released the preseason schedule as well. It's week 1 against the Titans, at the Colts, week 3 against Jay Gruden and the Jaguars. And then, which is very weird, it's week 4 against the Ravens. So you're going to play the Ravens in the span of 2 months. And this is according to Ryan Fowler. It's on Twitter.
Well, then.
Yeah, and he is the Redskins. He's the content director for the Redskins. One of the content guys. So the Redskins do get a primetime game. They're on ESPN against the Colts. Phillip Rivers and the Colts in week 2. Wow. Yeah.
That's an interesting Monday night matchup.
It's going to be Yeah, they just released that about an hour ago. I'm gonna
Okay.
retweet that. I
Well, that's
actually retweeted
Monday
that.
night. It's preseason. I forgot we don't
Yeah.
have AFC South this year.
Yep. And the Titans.
So I didn't really get a chance
Hmm.
to look over the schedule real quick.
Let's pull it up. I
Well,
got it
sir, I
here.
want to see what we're looking
See,
at
look,
here.
I got you. I got you back, bro.
You got me,
I
fam.
got you back. I got you.
All right, let's see here. Zooming in, and it looks
There you go.
like. Oh, I want to go to that San Francisco game.
Now get your thoughts on here.
Initially, one thing pops out to me: no Monday night games, no primetime games.
Yeah.
Just looks like the
That wasn't the
Thanksgiving
first thing
game.
that popped out to me, right? You know what popped out to me? Let's see here. Look at this. Look at it. You said Thanksgiving, right? Look at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Look at 11 days later. And look at 7 days later. Nobody.
Oh yeah, 3 road games. You're right.
Nobody. Listen, you're going to be 3 different time zones. Pro Bowl quarterbacks, 2 of which have played in the Super Bowl.
Well, the thing is, we don't know if Ben's going to play or not.
You never know. He probably will. He'll be healthy again.
Yeah, we don't know about Ben. So initially, breaking it down for the first quarter, versus Eagles at home, at Arizona, at Cleveland, at home versus the Ravens on October 4th to round out the first quarter. When's the bye?
Bye is in between. Is in week
Dallas
week 8
and Giants.
And the Giants. Yep.
Okay.
So you're theoretically staying home for 3 games.
So
for 3 weeks.
Yeah. Weeks. It's a week 7. That's a week 8 bye. That's not bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So. How much did he eat? Okay. Then at Detroit, home versus the Bengals. Cowgirls. Steelers. All right. I do like that we don't have to go to Seattle, but we usually win in Seattle, so it's one thing I don't like.
Yeah, the last 2 regular season games we've won in Seattle.
Yeah.
So. Granted, we've only played there twice in 10 years, so.
True.
And then you got the playoff games sprinkled in there.
Actually hit that 50-yarder was Anthony Armstrong.
Yeah,
and then Kirk hit Dropson to set it up. So
your boy.
No, don't put that juju
They're
on me.
Always your boy. They're always your boy.
Can we get a shirt that says that? They're always.
Yeah.
They're
if they suck, they're your boy, right? But I think the Redskins have opportunities in September. If we're playing the long, we'll just do it. If they can finish the month of September 2-1, I think that's possible.
I think that's very possible.
Whether you beat Arizona or Philadelphia or win on the road back to back, which is tough in the NFL. So
extremely, yeah.
Or if you beat, you lose in Arizona and then you beat the Browns. We don't know. Baltimore and the Rams. Those aren't 2 cupcake. They aren't cupcake team. But like I said before, nothing about the Rams really scares me.
No, I'm not scared of the Rams either. I'm really not.
They don't scare me. Like
they don't have any weapons.
Baltimore scares me. Yeah, it's all golf and nothing else. They've got aging offensive linemen.
Uh-huh.
What are their weapons? Robert Woods still there, I think.
Robert Woods still there, but I think that's it.
Yeah, so they don't.
Cooper Kupp,
they've got Kupp there. Yeah, they got Cooper Kupp. So I don't know. I really don't know. Well, Butters because he still got Jalen Ramsey, and of course they've got the man, as Rob says, Aaron Donald. You got can't disrespect them there. And then the Giants. There, and I said this earlier. I don't know if you heard it, but with the Giants, nothing scares me about the Giants. The only thing, the fact of the matter is, with the Giants are that they had the best player on the field when
Can you hear me?
I think we've got a little bit of neutralization now with that. I think with Chase Young, this 3-4 defense, which I think kind of kept him in check a couple years ago, and the 4-3 defense of Ron Rivera's kind of kept him in check a little bit back in 2018. Dallas. I think it's going to be all mental with Dallas, though. They're a team that is that should run away with that seems like they should have been running away with the division the last couple of years.
But that's not the case. Holding the back. So I mean,
something is always holding back, whether it's on the field or whether it's Jerry Jones, coach. That's been to a Super Bowl in that building down there in Dallas. So, it's all up to them now. Now, do you create a proxy war between Andy Dalton and Dak Prescott?
I think that's just going to be the narrative anyways. I mean, let's say, something happens or whatever, not injury-wise, but let's say, for example, Dallas decides, they're just not going to hold it together. And I'm not sure when their bye is, but we'll just say week 8, by halfway point in the season, and they're 2-6. I think they turn to Dalton. I think Mike McCarthy's going to turn to Dalton.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen Dallas' schedule, so I really can't say what they're going to be or what they're going to look like. All I know is they're going to be hosting Baltimore, right? They got to go up. No, they'll be going to Baltimore, which is a place they haven't won. That's kind of interesting. Oh, here we go. Shout out to the Mizes. So they are going to be at the Rams to begin. They're going to host the Falcons at Seattle, hosting Cleveland the first week, the first 4 weeks. This is and the Cleveland game starts a 3-game home stretch for them, and then they come to us in week 7. So then they're hosting Cleveland, the Giants, the Cardinals, and that looks like that's a Monday night. Who in the world wants to watch that? That better be Thursday night. Is it Thursday night?
What day is it?
Who in the world wants to watch? Well, I guess they got Kyler Murray and Dak. That's why. Then back-to-back road games in the NFC East, which is them. Then they host Pittsburgh, at Minnesota before they take on us on Thanksgiving, at Baltimore for a night game, at the Bengals, hosting San Francisco, hosting the Eagles, at the Giants to close out the season. So, it's just how out. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Mrs.
Thank you, Lady Warpath. Which that's probably somebody else, but she's sitting here grinning. I told her one day she's just gonna have to come on here and smile and say hello to everybody. I don't know. It's a lot of things. Injuries, time, relationships have to be built. And we look at this as a don't know what Joe Burrow's going to add to the Bengals.
No, not at all.
We don't know how Teddy Bridgewater is going to work out in Carolina. Russell Wilson, not wishing any ill on him, he's been healthy all his career. what happens is something happens where he's out for a significant amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have an offensive line, so I mean, in Seattle.
Right. And what are some of the protocols that are going to be done if a player gets sick in the middle of the season with the COVID-19 stuff?
Yeah.
We don't know. I you probably saw the video I did from last night, which was John Clayton was talking about adding the non-conference games to the first month of the season, so the first 4 weeks, which I thought would have made sense, and it came out to be halfway true.
That way, it's not as much of a playoff implication.
Exactly.
It only counts towards the division stuff. If there's a tiebreaker, one of the tiebreakers, if your record is tied, and if your division record is tied, as well as your head-to-head matchups, is common opponents after your conference record. It then goes to common opponents. So your common opponents is your whoever your AFC opponents are. So that's
right.
It's like you are never going to get down to that record. I really don't think it's there just in case, but it's never going to happen.
I mean, it's kind of like interleague. It's like you could have just did like an interleague month, like they used to do in baseball before they started spreading the interleague schedule out throughout the entire season. Do it? What was interleague play started in? And then like the month of June, it was all interleague play for the most part. So do something like that, and if you got to nix it, what it was going to be, and then you talk about this, places like Seattle that are known for their ravenous crowds, right? What changes are going to happen there? Is everybody going to be packed in, or are you going to have to observe social distancing? Like, there was one thing I heard from about some college conferences talking about in college, like, they'll let everybody from the same household sit together, but then you have to observe a 6-seat distance between that group, which I that. And then Roger Goodell, he sent a gag order out, apparently, according to Tom Cello or whatever his name is, off of NFL Network, about let's not really comment on certain things until we get more news from the doctors. But one of my and also what I wanted to see is what did you think about have you read the Dwayne Haskins letter?
I haven't. I have not had the chance. I've been pretty busy the past couple days.
You need to. It was a good read. I read it. It's about a 5-10 minute read. But I would suggest you go and look at that and read it. I've got a new respect for the guy. Not saying I didn't respect the kid to begin with, but I just have a newfound respect for him in the competitor and the person that he is. He talked about dealings with in three things that I noticed in that. One thing I noticed, he didn't mention Jay Gruden. He didn't mention the coaches from last year, Bill or Jay. He didn't talk about his position coach. He talked about having those veteran quarterbacks. He had Case and Alex and Colt, which something interesting. I'll tell you about this in a second. I was listening to a podcast, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But he talked about the Detroit game, and I listened to Kevin Sheehan's podcast, and he was like, I noticed he did not talk about the selfie incident and then charging people for the draft party. I'm like, why? What have you not covered this team for like the last 20, 30 some odd years? Do you think they're really going to have him talk about that self? And give the appearance. They're trying to build up this kid's image. Why in the world would you want to talk about something where, most observers probably don't realize lost him here for a second. Hold on.
Hey. All right, sorry about that. My phone.
That's okay.
Phone crashed
out. Most know about that charging thing unless you follow the team pretty closely. Did you know about that? Did you know?
No.
See, the missus didn't know about that. She didn't know about it. She watches the Redskins. She knows about stuff going on. She gets the Bleacher Reports and the apps and stuff. Now I didn't download that on there. She did it herself. So, we're all about free will here on the Warpath. But oh god, she's gonna cut me later. But you even think why would you think they would even tackle around that subject? It makes no shot because Kevin Sheen's a sharp dude. I like listening to Kevin Sheen. I recommend anybody listen to this podcast because he's got some interesting things. He talked about how Kirk Cousins hated Colt McCoy. I didn't know this.
Really? That's surprising.
They hated each other. And towards the end of that season, there was allegedly Jay and Kurt basically fell out.
That doesn't surprise me.
And they were MFing each other on the headsets. And it got so as
I think after the
Denver. It was the Denver game. I think that's when he was mad.
I thought it was before that. It was one of the losses. What was the other than the Giants loss his very last Redskins game? What was the one loss they had before that 3 games they won? Was it
Dallas? Wasn't it Dallas on Thursday night?
No, I don't think it was the Dallas. Not that one.
It might have been the Saints game. Was it the Saints game?
I gotta look it up because it's gonna bug me if I don't.
Okay. But yeah, and they really hey, this is MF this, MF that, and Jay didn't want Alex Smith. And this is why I'm glad Jay Gruden's gone anyway. This crackhead was content on going into the regular season with Colt McCoy as the starting quarterback. So, I mean, you got that much daggone sense. Well, he had enough sense to keep Dustin payroll. So, I don't know. That was odd.
It was I think it was the Chargers game. Is what I'm talking about. Is what I'm thinking of.
Oh, the Chargers game when we got beat the heck out.
Yeah,
is that right?
I think it's the Chargers one. And there was something happened in the locker room. It might have been the Saints game. You might be right about that. But it's either the Saints or the Chargers. It's one of those two. And that
it's wild.
They were so that they it was whoever was in the locker room and everything that spoke out about it was visibly very uncomfortable with the conversation that was happening behind closed doors between Jay and Kirk.
Cousins. We already knew Jay was classy, but that I hate bringing it. See, this is just it was and I'm going to point to one of your boys in the media again, because this has become the Redskins, because they really are. This has become like Redskins Festivus now. We but you saw this, and I went out and I went after a certain Redskin, not pundit, person,
reporter,
Mr. Russell from Mr. Russell from. I mean, reporter is such a respectful term, and I don't think Mr. Russell deserves that.
Member of the media.
Yeah, there you go. 1067, the
Clan.
Oh yeah, You said that. I did. But,
yeah, I did. They racist AF.
You said that. You keep on saying that. But yeah, he was talking about no fan base. The fan base that you want to consume your product, and you say no fan base digs up crap worse than the Redskins fan base. And I said, I went on and I told the dude, and I tweeted and he got scared. It was the most liked tweet in that thread.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to him, I was like, look, you pretty much, and I'm summing up what I said. You've covered Kirk Cousins for the last 2 years. He plays in Minnesota. Is that part of your job? Because he gets defensive when people call him out.
Mm-hmm.
Get off social media if you're afraid of the trolls. Get off of it.
Yeah.
If you're afraid of it, if you can't take criticism, you know, whatever. I'm like, dude, I don't get paid to do this. We do this because we love this, right? We had a video last Friday that we did. And I'll ask you your thoughts on the Alex Smith thing here in a second too. But the Alex Smith video, the live watch that I did, almost 9,000 views. The most hated video because people thought we were going to do it. And people don't understand that stuff. I'm not getting upset about it because they were views. I'm like, whoop-de-dee. Couple questions. What do you think about the schedule? I'm just getting on. Dietrich and then Chuck Sharts. Yeah. Schedule doesn't seem too bad. Think about it. I got us winning 9-7 game. I hear you. You know, one thing about the schedule is I don't like that last part going into the last part of the season, Thanksgiving, and then the 2 weeks in December where you're at Dallas, at San Francisco. I don't like that. I think it's a measurable. I think it's a manageable schedule. I think every schedule is manageable. What will we do?
Yeah.
I don't know yet because we got to play the games, and we're talking about this in May. But the NFL Network's got a 3-hour show on about who's going to be doing this and who's going to be doing that. But you haven't accounted for relationship building, injuries. That's the key thing. You're not counting in for relationships and injuries. You're not counting that in. So we don't know. We're talking about what these teams have done over the last 2 or 3 years. Like, did people think Lamar Jackson was going to blow up the world this year? No, they didn't think that. They did not think that. And I agree, Chuck, I agree with you. In a sense, I think that the Redskins, I said their floor could be 6 to 7 wins. I think that because that's a 3 to 4 game leap from last year. And I think they've got a ceiling at 12 to 13. Now, the attic, of course, is always going to be 0. But I think Ron's doing it. They said we had the 5th easiest. I've heard conflicting things on that, Lamarick. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, sorry. But I've heard conflicting things. I've heard that this was the 3rd hardest schedule, and I've heard it was the 5th easiest schedule. So I'm going to think it's the 8th midway schedule, if that's the case. Just add 5 and 3.
Well, the thing is, like, you know, I when it comes to the whole strength of schedule thing, it's like the weather. To me, it's kind of bull crap. Because you never know what you're gonna get for.
Right. I mean, it's like these YouTube doctors and these chiropractors. It's all no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding about the chiropractors. But it's all circumstantial and everything. Yes, we do need a new tight end. We need a new tight end. Yes, we do. I agree 110%. Hopefully we can find one in the diamond road. That for some reason this team is big body. Bradley Campbell. Good thing is we finally have a legit defensive coordinator. Yes, we do. Legit, and could take our defense to being in the top 10. Yes, that 110%. I agree with you. And it's like what Rob was saying earlier about about the 4-3 and Del Rio will make a big difference against the run heavy teams. You got it. Absolutely. 110%. And then Moss has potential. I really thought we would get OJ Howard. I still think there's an opportunity out there to get OJ Howard. Maybe you can parlay that third round pick that you got from San Francisco and turn that into OJ Howard. Don't know yet. But maybe you can. Maybe you can turn that third round pick, get rid of that third round pick, or keep it and get rid of your original one, depending on which one is the higher one. And we'll see from there. But yeah, I mean, like we said earlier, the Redskins schedule, it's manageable. It always is, but there's a lot of variables that we never take into consideration, and then we look at things that happened last year. We look at the team that we saw last year, the 3-13 team, or the 12-4 team for the Green Bay Packers last year. Nobody thought that the Packers be 12-4 because they thought it was going to be too much overturnage. Ow! There's my cat again. So you don't know. You really don't know. There is a big variable. There are a lot of variables there. So I don't get why people are predicting in May. Call me in August when I've seen stuff. Talk to me in August, July. Then I'll give you a prediction. Amir, he'll have like 6 or 7 different projections.
No, I'm still as far as I'm sticking with I think I said 6-10 to 7-9.
He said 6-10. He'll change that. Write this down, y'all. Write this down. He'll change it. He'll change it to 10-6 by the end. By the time the season rolls around, I'm going to put lunch on it. That will happen. What's up, David? Let's win the East. That's right, Nelson. Let's win that East, man. Why not us? That's what Russell Wilson always said. Can't repeat last year's week 1. Yes. No, I want to repeat the first half of last year's week 1. That's what I want to do. And then make their proper adjustments and then beat the Eagles. Yes. But I tell you what, I say if you want to see good television, you got to watch that All or Nothing with the Philadelphia Eagles, especially the end of the season. This is the best thing. If you're a Redskins fan and you hate the Eagles as much as I do, the best thing that I saw the whole time. Look at Josh McCown. That's after they lost the game. Beautiful. I want to put that. I wish it was Carson Wentz, but the brother had a concussion, so I don't want to make light of that situation. But I would love to put something of him being sad because he can't win a playoff game yet. It's true. He's the second best quarterback in the NFC East right now. Don't at me.
I don't think he's the second best.
What?
Actually, no, you're probably right. He's the second best.
He's the second best.
Andy Dalton's the best quarterback in the NFC East. You're right.
Oh, wow, you're right. He's the third best. He's the third best then.
Hey, I like Ginger.
In playoff games as how many has he won just as many playoff games as Carson Wentz has?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just saying. Dak Prescott
has a lipstick Super Bowl ring.
Yes. Carson, yes, he does. No, lipstick would see like you were backing up. He had like the coffee runner of a Academy Award winning show. He just ran out and got the coffee at the end during the playoffs.
He was the assistant to the
Nate
regional manager.
Sudfeld was the lipstick. Huh?
He was assistant to the regional manager.
Oh, and everybody hates Jim, right? So, but no. So, have you had an opportunity to change? We haven't really talked. Have you had an opportunity to check the Alex Smith documentary yet?
I watched it. I watched it that night. It came on. I had it on at work,
and
both me and one of my bosses were watching it. and we were just like, wow, especially when it showed his leg after all the surgeries before recovery, and we just saw like how much muscle and tissue and skin was just gone, and just his femur just exposed.
Yeah. Oh. Oh Lord.
It's
Hello
all
to the official cat. Say hello to the official
mascot.
I would say no. Don't you do that.
I will be back in a moment.
All right. Say hello to the official cat of On the Warpath. Come and get your cat. There you go. Go get mama. So that's what happens when you go live, right? Everything. These cats are wild. Yeah, we do. Dak is better than Andy Dalton. Yeah, you're right, down south, VA and NC. Dubs fam, my man Dubs. If you want to find, I didn't say this earlier, but if you want to find the best hat for your head, talk to Dubs fam. He can get you. This brother knows his hats, so go out there and check him out. We will chase them. That's a double entendre too, right? Make them sweat. Come on now. Well, and they will feel the pain. Yes, chase them, make them sweat, and gonna look like Allen, right? Redskins have a Tusker, absolutely. And I was at the game when Alex got hurt, dude. Yeah, that was wild. When he got hurt, but yeah. So what were you saying, Amir? Before you had to get up?
Oh yeah. So seeing you play.
Can't hear you, buddy.
Let's see here.
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you. Yes, sir.
I was just seeing his leg sweater Westbrook, and we texted about it, and personally, Elizabeth Smith is like life goals.
Dude. Yep. She is life goals, man. That's what you want.
That's the kind of partner. You want a partner like that.
Yeah, you do. If you're a lady, if you're a man or whatever your preferences are, you need to find you an Elizabeth Smith in your life. It was wild, man, just to see the strength that she had to navigate, talk to the doctor, talk to the Redskins team doctor, and kudos to the doctor, man, for keeping him in the hospital too.
Yeah.
I think honestly we wouldn't be. That would be a memorial documentary for Alex Smith if he didn't. If she didn't
insist on him staying.
You know anything about the new tackle? I don't know that much about that new tackle, but we'll find out a little bit about him while we're on here.
But
yeah, go ahead, Amir.
I'll say that I'm looking forward to another season here. Season with you, that's for certain.
Yes, sir.
And come win, come loss, come tie, we'll cheer for the Burning.
Yeah. Hello, Food High. How are you?
I'm gonna get off my Sunday stuff, so I.
All right then, man. Well, we appreciate you stopping by for a little bit.
I'll see you tomorrow, I believe, for a recording.
To edit last week's stuff, so we might just mash it up for the podcast and everything. So we'll figure it out when we talk about it tomorrow. But see you guys later, and you stay healthy and stay clean out there.
Will do. And
all right,
even though Sanchez is not getting off right now, I will say love, peace, and hail. See you guys later.
Yes. Yeah. See you later, man. Thank you, Amir, the man, the executive producer of this program, which is the he's just the guy that comes on here and talks with me, but we had to give him a fancy title, right? So we're talking about Ledke. I think he is the guy that we saw, the offensive guard, 6'3", 310 pounds from Woodstock, Illinois. He was a Redbird of Illinois State and was undrafted in in 2015. He signed with the Miami Dolphins. He played with Kansas City, the Jets, the Cleveland Browns, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and now he is with the Washington Redskins. He played with Tampa for 3 years, where he has played in only 10 games. He hasn't started a game in the NFL. So right now, this looks like this might be a camp body to me, to see what he can do, see what he can prove. But I don't really see, unless somebody gets hurt, I don't really see him making that many waves, because you've got a rookie in Ishmael. He hasn't played in a game since 2018. So he hasn't played in almost 2 years. I'm not really selling on this one, but I think that it was a depth move, and you just add more to the party. Versatility. I think he's played a lot of positions online, if not like all 4 or 5 of the offensive line spots. So that's what it is, versatility, and that's the name of the Ron Rivera game. Is versatile. You got to do more than one thing. You have to learn how to multitask, and that's what that's what I appreciate about Ron Rivera and what he's bringing to the Burgundy and Gold. But yeah, and just wrapping up with that Alex Smith thing, y'all. If you haven't seen it, you need to go and see it. I have not been that shocked at watching something in a long, long time. And that was to see what he had to go through, to see what his wife went through, to see, what his family went through. I did, and after going back on it, and there was a noticeable absence of Redskins people. You had Vernon Davis on there, which was his teammate in San Francisco as well, and then you had Adrian Peterson on there for a little bit. But they really did not touch. They didn't touch him. They did not touch a lot of the Redskins. Like Dan Snyder was in there, and they've been buddies. Bruce Allen, which I know why you wouldn't do that, but he was the guy who traded for him. Jay Gruden, who was his former head coach, don't know. He's probably drunk or smoking with some young girl. I don't know what Jay was not doing there, but I thought that was very interesting that they did not have anyone that was part of the current team on there. So, what does that say? But I do think it did put the Redskins in a positive light. I think that this, with a combination of that Dwayne Haskins letter, it's making the Redskins a little bit more likable, which is good in that respect. For the longest time, and you may call me a conspiracy theorist, but we have always, I feel like we've and you look at the schedule right here. The Redskins are always the butt of the NFL. No matter if we win, we lose. It's if the Redskins win, I didn't think they were. Oh wow, they did that. If they lose, yeah, we knew that was going to happen. It's always like the Redskins are the punchline. Like they're like the punchline with late night television. There's always something somebody's got to say. Somebody's got to be a little air. Like, you think about what Katie Nolan said about Ron Rivera's little draft setup he had. He had a picture that was painted by one of the Redskins player personnel guys, who's a great artist. And then he had a flag that he was given from one of the military bases in North Carolina when he was down there. So he had that on display, and he had the picture on there that was the painting. And she said it looked like a Redskins funeral. If that just doesn't, and she said, oh, that was a joke. No, that wasn't a joke, because you were looking for an opportunity to make fun of this team. That's all it was. Because why? Because it's the kind of like, hey, let's pick on the little child that's still trying to develop. Let's pick on the slow kid. That's what that was like. Because it's easy and you found your way in. It is what it is. I tell you one thing, Ryan's daughter Courtney came out there and she set her straight real quick, and then she had to retread. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this. I'll just go back on the Dan Labertard show or whatever and talk about stuff with Sarah Spain and all them. But it is what it is. Jay was smoking the J. Yeah, he was. No, Jay was smoking them B's. That's what it was. He's being blunt about smoking them J's, right? But yeah, man, and there's a lot of things getting ready to come up here. I think there's a lot of variables, like I said earlier in this show, that we will see. Hi, hello. Still got the cat here, and we'll see. We will see going forward. There's a lot of things. I know I say that a lot. I say we see a lot because we will see. We don't know. There's a lot of things that have to happen from now until September. And y'all stay tuned because we're gonna be covering it, y'all, and we're gonna have a good talk. We're gonna get ready to start a couple of things. We're gonna try and reach out to a lot of the different Redskin content creators. And if you know people that you follow that are of different teams, that follow different teams, I would love to get in contact with them. Shoot me a message at my Twitter handle right there, Cinchhouse405. You'll find me. I'm laid back and chilling in that picture. So follow me on Twitter and message me. If you know somebody who might be good to come on here and talk and chat and talk football or talk the teams, I would love to talk to them so we can do something inside the Warpath or something like that. But, I appreciate everybody coming by. And don't forget, we're getting ready to do this. We're getting ready to do this not draft, but this jersey giveaway. Once we hit 1,000, which we are at 575 right now, I think. Yeah, so we're rising. We are rising 575. We're 25 to 600, but we're 425 subscribers away from getting there to the 1,000 mark, and that's when we're going to give away this jersey. It's going to be a Redskins jersey, and we are going to do it. Whoever you want, whatever player you want, whatever you want on it, we will get it. We'll get your information, and we will mail it. We will make sure it gets mailed out to you. All you got to do is let us know where you want and where you want it sent to, and we'll get it taken care of for you. But there will also be, we're working on the podcast again, so make sure you stay tuned for that. That'll be coming out here, and we'll announce it. And we've got videos coming out whenever the Redskins make a move. We will let you know. And like I said, share this video out with folks. Come on in. Like, if you want to talk to us, we've got the links in the description. Just let us know, and we'd be more than happy to talk shop with you here on the Warpath. And as I always say before I wrap up, love, peace, and hail. We appreciate you guys. And I'll be talking to y'all real soon. The Redskins schedule out. Go what you think. Preseason and all that jazz in between. And hey, I'm excited for the season. I can't wait to see our burgundy and gold back on the field. I'll be talking to y'all real soon. I'm out, y'all. Good night.